Come, you accidental pilgrims, you who find yourself on a journey of surprise and wonder. Come, you who seek a life of mindfulness and a place to test your thoughts. Come, you who bring hearts of all kinds, heavy hearts, rusty hearts, hearts broken open in revelation, hearts full of love to share. Come, you who seek courage, and you who have more courage than you realize. Come, you who stand behind the curtain, gathering up the resources to claim your truth. Come, you who have been in a bubble, you who are poised for transformation. We begin our story again, gathering courage, love, mindfulness, and a sense of purpose. We gather as people of all ages, of different abilities, different backgrounds, and different perspectives. We share a covenant, a direction for our shared journey, and a commitment to encourage and challenge one another to spiritual growth. This path will ask much from us. Let us move forward with love. Let us move forward with appreciation for one another. Let us move forward knowing we are not alone. Whoever you are, whatever your gifts, you are welcome to join us in this journey. As is our custom, if you'd like to come and light a candle for whatever personal or private reason, please do so while we sit in stillness listening to the prelude. Please stand in body or spirit for our chalice lighting and spoken affirmation. We light this chalice for all who are here and all who are not, for all who have ever walked through our doors, for those who may yet find this spiritual home, and for those we can't even yet imagine. For each of us and for all of us, may this flame burn warm and bright. Please join me. Together we remind ourselves of the affirmation that is the cornerstone of our free faith tradition. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in freedom, and to help one another. You may be seated. And Marion will be doing our new member ceremony at this time.
I'm Marion Hill, the membership chair, and I have the privilege today of welcoming some new members into the congregation. And I'll be assisted by Amy Hoffman-Sheehan, who is on the membership team. Excuse me. Some of our members are not here today, so I'll read the profile of them and we'll save their gifts until they are back with us again. Today we are welcoming 6 new members into Red River Unitarian Universalist Church. I asked Jack Boulderjack, Sherilyn Boulderjack, Kristen Mackey to come forward. We're supposed to also have Martina Hernandez, Paula Jennings, and Liz Rapp. Martina had to stay home with a sick child today. I'm not sure about Paula and Liz, so we'll find out about that later. These 6 have already signed the membership book, which is the tangible record of joining Red River UU. Shanna, or Jack, Boulder Jack, is a former correctional nurse and is the parent of 4 children and the grandparent of 7. She's a founding member of LGBTQIA and of Red River's Welcoming Congregation Committee, and is head of the Welcoming Congregation team. Sherilyn Boulderjack describes herself as a career wife and mother and is the parent of 3 children, including Jack, the grandparent of 9, and the great-grandparent of 8. She also is a founding member of LGBTQIA and of Red River's Welcoming Congregation Committee. She's a member of the Welcoming Congregation team and an ally. Both Jack and Sherilyn have been members of Red River UU before and now have joined us again. Martina Hernandez is a recovering Catholic who discovered the UU Church when writing a paper on it for World Religions course. After finding the doctrine of original sin repulsive, Martina found the UU first principle, belief in the inherent worth and dignity of each person, like a breath of fresh air. She's the mother of 7 children, a STEM tutor for Grayson College, a member in training of Blue STEM chapter of Texas Master Naturalist, and is currently working on a bachelor's degree in biology with a concentration in ecology and conservation. I thought I was busy, but reading that makes me tired. Paula Jennings and her husband moved from Everett, Washington in 2021 to be closer to their youngest son's family after their 3rd child was born with a genetic disorder and required constant care, which Paula says allows them to explore life through a different lens. Paula sees herself as a humanist who is curious about spirituality in its many forms. She has volunteered in her children's schools, worked on political campaigns, served in a local animal shelter, and as a fosterer and transporter for old dogs. She and her husband are serving Red River UU through caring for the yard and gardens. Kristen Mackey grew up in Sherman and attended Southern Baptist churches, other Baptist churches, and other churches while growing up, and was baptized at least once. She has been agnostic, atheist, pagan, and Episcopalian, and endured a period of confusion, like many of us. But regarding her religion, Kristen says, now I am home. Liz Rapp has a background in consumer research and marketing, having led small business groups in idea generating and problem-solving meetings for new product development. She is not new to Unitarianism, having been a member of a Unitarian church in Westport, Connecticut. She also co-founded and ran a school for young children. Liz volunteers at Red River as a greeter and member of Good Times Team number 3. Jack, Sherilyn, Martina, Paula, Kristen, and Liz, we are honored that you have chosen to travel the faith journey with us. The decision to join a church is significant because it means you are uniting your unique personality, your ideas, and your abilities with the variety of those already here. I ask you, Jack, have you come of your own free choice to live in covenant with us and to move with us into the future with hope and vision?
I have. I seek to understand and fulfill my potential as a human being, to deepen my spiritual life, and to be of service to humanity. I willingly enter into this covenant that binds us together as a religious community, and I pledge to support this church as I am able with my heart, my hands, my talents, and my resources.
I ask you, Sherilyn, have you come of your own free choice to live in covenant with us and to
I
move
have.
with us into the future with hope and vision?
I have. I seek to understand and fulfill my potential as a human being, to deepen my spiritual life and to be service to humanity. I willingly enter into this covenant that binds us together as a religious community, and I pledge to support this church as I am able, with my heart, my hands, my talents, and my resources.
I ask you, Kristen, have you come of your own free choice to live in covenant with us and to move with us into the future with hope and vision?
I have. I seek to understand and fulfill my potential as a human being, to deepen my spiritual life and to be of service to humanity. I willingly entered into this covenant that binds us together as a religious community, and I pledge to support this church as I am able with my heart, my hands, my talents, and my resources.
The congregation will now respond. Your response is on the screens. We formally induct you into membership in Red River Unitarian Universalist Church and welcome you as a fellow seeker after wisdom, a companion in time of sorrow, and a celebrant in time of joy. We pledge ourselves to challenge and nurture one another and to respect and value your presence and your participation. May we be worthy of your trust. Red River UU has gifts for you new members, a coffee mug which symbolizes our tradition of gathering in community as friends. A tote bag which symbolizes the way we all share the work of running this lay-led church. A copy of the Unitarian Universalist Pocket Guide, which symbolizes the way UUs keep learning about religions, including our own. And finally, a red rose, which symbolizes the beauty and specialness that each of you brings. You have the certificates too? Okay, thank you.
And they have names on them. So
Yes, yeah. Okay, thank you. And now I invite my fellow church members to offer you an all-congregation welcome. Again, the words are on the screens. We, the members of Red River Unitarian Universalist Church, pledge to each other to speak honestly, act with compassion, love without prejudice, live with integrity, and respond to the demands of justice with courage. In the words of John Barron's, former minister at First UU Dallas, may your thoughts be wise, may your lips speak truth, may your heart know love, and may the work of your hands be blessed all the days of your life. Welcome, Jack, Sherilyn, and Kristen. Thank you.
With respect to our relationship to the universe, we are innately perfect. We are as much a part of this universe as are the moons of Jupiter or the rings of Saturn. Within us can be found the elements from faraway galaxies. Surely we walk a sacred path of interconnectedness. And we are very much at home on this earth without question. We belong. Envision that you are standing on the top of a high cliff. Your feet suddenly slip, and a stranger catches you at the last moment, saving you from certain death. Let's assume this process continues each moment for the next 30 or 40 years. Fairly quickly, you begin to take things for granted, fail to appreciate the stranger's goodwill. After a while, you may even become critical and resentful of that. How that bastard forgot to save me that last time. To be critical of our true nature is like judging a star for twinkling at irregular intervals. Our hearts speak of an obligation to appreciate our aliveness and to live fully within each new moment as it unfolds. Our proper direction is toward the truth of who we are.
Spirit alive, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stars of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings and breathe free. Spirit alive, come to me, come to me.
You get a little reprise here. This morning, our meditation is brought to us with Nancy Reed McKee. She writes a meditation on attention. Sit and rest for a minute. Take several deep breaths in and out, again, calling your attention to this space. Attention. Pay attention. Pay attention to where you are right now. I mean, where you are. Where you are. You are here in this community, in this sanctuary, in this state, in this county, in this country, on this beautiful blue planet, whirling through the tailspin of a galaxy. You are unique. You are made of cells and hormones. You are a mix of thoughts, emotions, values. You are the inheritors of your parents' and ancestors' dreaming. You are part of the human inhabitants on this earth. You are. You exist. You are breathing. You are still. You are connected and you are present. You have a holy spark inside you. You are here now. You are paying attention. Blessed be. Please join me in a minute of silence.
Good morning. Since the last time I was here, my life has changed in many ways. I'm older now, 85 years young. I lost a child. Cancer claimed the life of my oldest son. I now have hearing aids because my wife got tired of me saying, "What did you say?" And with the help of a letter of recommendation from your own Doug Strong, I've been accepted into the Spiritual Directors Program at SMU. Thank you. Being back in college at 85 has been no small ordeal. Among other things, I've had to learn to use Zoom and all those other related technologies that never existed the last time around. No doubt you've already noted that this reflection is about spirituality. I want to tell you some of what I've learned so that the word spirituality might have be a little less intimidating and hopefully might even become useful in your life. To begin with, we should always define our terms. What does the word spirituality mean? It's interesting. I've purchased and read way too many books on spirituality, but very few of them have tried to be bold enough to provide a definition for the term. A few do. I have begun making a growing list of definitions of spirituality. Whenever I run across one, I record it. And they have literally been all over the map. Here are a few examples of some definitions of spirituality. 1, spirituality is an amalgam of positive emotions that bind us to other human beings and to God as we understand Him or her. 2, it is living our lives so that the divine can work through us. 3, it is a sense of connection to something greater than ourselves. Well, being a Unitarian, you might think that I was a little squeamish at the reference to God and the divine and all of that, and you'd be correct. The definitions, however, get a little better when they are offered with respect to religion. Here are a couple of such definitions. 4. While religion is the truth that is out there, being beyond what the world has to offer, spirituality is that which is found within what belongs to the world. 5. Religion involves sharing in and believing in another person's experience, but spirituality is the unfolding of one's own personal experience. I hope I proved my point that the word spirituality has no good definition, at least not yet. Personally, I like that last usage of the word contrasted to religion. Religion is somebody else's experience, spirituality is my own. And that brings us to another important question. What exactly is the relationship between spirituality and religion? I'm sure everyone here is aware that religion has a demographic problem, that it's on a major decline. This is particularly true for the Christian religion, but somewhat the case for all religions. Incidentally, Islam is about the only religion that is holding its own with respect to the overall increase in the general population. 2 new books, The Great De-Churching by Jim Davis and Michael Graham, and a second book entitled Nonverts, The Making of Ex-Christian America by Stephen Beauvant, claim that nuns, that is, those who claim no church affiliation, began increasing around 1967, but they really took off in 1990 with a corresponding major decline in church attendance. And that pattern has pretty much continued every year since, with a 2030 projected date of when the number of nuns will be equal to or more than Christian worshipers. There can be little doubt, sociologists tell us, that America is becoming a much more secular country. And that trend is predicted to continue, even to increase into the future. The long-range projection is that while religion will never completely go away, America gradually will, in the not too far distant future, become a non-Christian country. So, how does spirituality fit into this picture of declining religion? You may have noticed that I titled this reflection Unitarian Universalist Spirituality. I really hate to disappoint you, but one of the most important things you need to hear this morning is that there is no such thing as Unitarian Universalist spirituality. There's no Methodist spirituality, no Lutheran spirituality, and no Catholic spirituality. In fact, there isn't even any atheist or agnostic spirituality either. To those who seek to become spiritual directors, there is just spirituality and only spirituality. Why is that? Because to those who practice spirituality, our role is not to be religious or non-religious, but to be compassionate listeners. Perhaps I'm jumping too far ahead, I'm not a certified spiritual director yet. We who wish to call ourselves spiritual directors seek primarily to give to others the gift of listening, of being heard. We seek to be more empty so that others, those who need to, can fill us with their thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. We do this because listening to others is how we share our contemplative, our spiritual lives together. It is connecting with another person at as deep a level as we humanly can. To me, one who listens is diametrically opposite one who evangelizes. That is, those who bring words, or even the word, usually meaning the good news. It is not religion that spirituality is interested in, but love. Because we believe that the gift of listening is healing, and healing is loving. And what the world needs now is as much healing as possible. Healing from confusion, healing from an overflow of words, healing from hate, healing from fake news, healing from frustration, healing from isolation and loneliness, healing from ignorance, and healing from the wounds of the past. And what others have noticed is that once upon a time, religion and spirituality were so conjoined that it was not possible to think of one without the other. It was the rabbis, the priests, and the ministers of religion who brought what spirituality they could to the masses. Something happened in 1990, and religion started to decline. Sociologists speculate that it was the perfect storm composed of two major events. First, it was a backlash against the fundamentalism that began growing following America's Cold War with the Soviet Union. And second, and more significantly, it was the beginning of the internet. Those two events together began a great unwinding or unraveling of the tight relationship between religion and spirituality. Today, religion is the keeper of the dogmas, the rituals, the biblical and the mystical stories, the parables, and the theologies. In other words, the beliefs. Spirituality is less and less a part of that world. Instead, it wishes to bring love and healing regardless of what one believes. And that is why there can be no religious or non-religious spirituality. There is only spirituality. I want to tell you a bit more about spiritual directors. One would choose to go to a spiritual director when one is troubled by questions, spiritual questions, or when one feels their spiritual concerns need to be expressed or explored with another person. Like, why is there something rather than nothing? Or perhaps, what do you think? Is there really a God? Or maybe, do you suppose there's really life after death? Or, how can I figure out what my purpose in life is? A spiritual director will listen to those thoughts and feelings and may or may not express some of her or his own, but mainly will try to help you explore those questions. They may not be answered, but hopefully they might be better understood. A spiritual director is not a therapist, nor a medical doctor. And a spiritual director doesn't have all the answers, but they do care about those that have questions that eat at their souls, if they actually have souls. And perhaps that too is another subject worth exploring. And I should tell you, I do not like the title spiritual director. I would prefer to be called a spiritual companion. For to be a companion suggests trust, friendship, and a lasting relationship. To find those who I could be companions with was really the reason I ultimately became a Unitarian Universalist minister in the first place. I would much prefer to discuss life over a beer than try to direct or correct or cure or save anyone. We are unlikely to find the answer, although we may find an answer. Still, we will likely smile, maybe even laugh, and really work at enjoying life in the process. So, in part, this reflection is an unabashed advertisement for myself. Typically, a spiritual director or companion would meet with you once a month. I have my own spiritual director, and I meet with her once a month. I know that the UUA is sponsoring a spiritual director program called Wellspring. Perhaps you might find that more convenient. Check it out. But if anyone here might be more interested in having a spiritual companion, I am, though not fully qualified yet, hanging out my shingle. But my shingle probably would not be a very good match for everyone. Even though spiritual companions try to be open to all those who come to them, I do not believe I would make a very good spiritual companion to those who call themselves Christian or those who hold supernatural, paranormal, or mystical beliefs, mainly because of our language of the holy and the non-physical would likely be too great. And I suspect it would take too long to learn each other's language. Rather, I believe I could best be a companion to those who think of themselves as atheists, agnostics, scientists, pantheists, naturalists, humanists, and/or Unitarian Universalists. With those individuals, I speak a much more common spiritual language. If that's you, and you would like to find someone to explore those thoughts and feelings that trouble you, in the words of Leonard Cohen, I'm your man.
Thank you, Don. One-stop shopping now. Our giving words this morning are brought to us by Michael Hall. You are a generous people. As we approach the time for our offering, give what you will for the church that has meant so much to you, for the church that meant so much to those who came before, and for the church that will mean so much to people we will never even know. Give what you will, for you are a generous people. The bowl awaits, or you may donate online.
beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise, for the joy of here and I, for the heart and mind's delight, for the mystic harmony, linking sense to sound and sight. Source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise, for the wonder of each hour of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. Source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise, for the joy of human care, sister, brother, parent, child, for the kinship we all share, for all gentle thoughts and mild. Source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.
Spiritual direction is helping others explore both the spiritual question and spiritual needs in their lives. It is a seeking through listening to plumb the meaning of ourselves, our togetherness, and the world in which we live and die. It is about identifying ourselves as a never completed work in progress, while always seeking the joy in being alive.
Please rise in body or spirit. And join me in saying the words to extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Go in peace to be peace.